A lot of people don't realize this, and I think the reason why a lot of people don't realize or can't comprehend this fact that I'm about to share with you is because not a lot of people in life ever reach this level or accomplish this. But what I'm talking about is mastering your own hell, conquering your own inner hell, right? And that's the thing. We all have battles that we're fighting. We all have demons that we battle, things that were created through the traumatic experiences that we went through. And a lot of people are walking around with these shadows and demons and hells that they have not conquered, right? And so it tends to overrule them. It tends to control them. This happens with a lot of people, and you see this when people are triggered into an emotional response or an emotional reaction, right? Because they have not come to terms with their own personal hell. They have not tamed that inner beast. They have not mastered themselves. And so when you are somebody who has come to terms with your dark side, your demons, your inner hell, when you've made peace with yourself and you have conquered your inner hell, you put the power back into your hands. You literally become the driver of your own life. You're in the driving seat, steering. And when you don't master your inner hell, then you're in the passenger seat and you allow life to conquer you. And that is one of the best things about being able to master yourself is when hell knocks at your door, when people try to bring you hell or chaos or drama, you literally can be unaffected. You can remain unbothered. And it has no effect on you because your inner world is at peace. Your inner world has been tamed. So because you have control over your own emotions, your responses, and your reactions, when people come to you with their chaos, their mess, and their drama, it's a mismatch. It's an energetic mismatch, right? You're not weighed down and bogged down by your inner hell, by your demons, right? Because you've came to terms with them. You faced your demons, you faced your pain head on. See, a lot of people run from their pain. They avoid it, right? Or they try to mask it. Like, they put on a show like they've changed or they're healed or they've grown when really they didn't do the work. They just avoided it completely, Also, what I love about this process is that it is an active process. It's not passive, it's not something that you sit back and watch. No, you have to get your hands and feet dirty, put in that work, and really get in there. And the results will speak for itself. You'll know if you've reached this level because it's gonna, life's just gonna feel kind of strange. Like, okay, what next? You're not going to feel heavy. You're going to be like, when people try to comfort you, you're going to be like, wait, is that all you got? Is that your best shot? Because when you face your own hell, your own personal hell, you've come to terms with who you are. You accept yourself how you are, right? You've made peace with your past. You made peace with the things that you've done in your past that you were not happy about. The past isn't, you leave the past where it is in the past. You understand that present is the only you, and You don't hold yourself to your past. You continue to evolve, and you've already accepted yourself and forgiven whoever you need to forgive. Most importantly, you've forgiven yourself. So it's this energy shift, because you'll also know, because your inner dialogue will be so quiet. Like when you're at peace with yourself, there's no turmoil going on within you. You're not fighting those thoughts of depression or addiction or any type of thought that conflicts with you and how you feel. When you think about your past or people of your past, you don't hold any resentment or bitterness or any type of feelings like that. You've released that. And when people try to project their insecurities onto you, or when they try to come for you to shake you up or to get you to react, it doesn't work. You don't react how they want you to react, right? It's almost like you become a ghost for things that used to get to you. That's how you truly know if you faced your personal own hell and you're truly at peace, is because those things, those demons, everything that you were battling that weighed your spirit down, that made you angry or frustrated or sad or depressed, they don't have chains or shackles on you anymore. You've cut ties with all of that. So you move through life, unbothered, right? Literally, unbothered, unfazed. Because you've already went through the worst. You've already faced the worst of your life. So what could be worse? And that's the attitude that you have, and that's the type of fearlessness that you start to move through life with, and that is a strong indicator that you have mastered yourself. It's not an easy thing. This isn't something that everybody will be able to obtain in this lifetime, because the amount of work and dedication that it takes, on top of, the principalities in society and everybody else that gangs up on you. See, there are groups of people and energies that want to keep you a certain way. They want to keep you and your soul locked down, right? So you face a lot of opposition, right? Where it becomes very uncomfortable and unbearable when you are trying to face your inner hell and release, because those demons are attached to things of the world, and they feel when you are shifting. They feel when you're trying to release and let go, and they fight their hardest to keep you trapped in certain consciousness. But if you can get through that fire and get through the fight, which is very, very challenging, I'm not going to lie. It almost seems nearly impossible, but it is possible. Anything's possible. Once you get through that, your life gets so much more calmer, and you are truly at peace. And, people just become amazed or confused. But you also are so unapologetic. Like, you don't waver, because you know how far you've came. You know the work that you've put in. No one else knows the work that you've put in. No one else knows the demons and battles that you faced. But you do. You know what you've overcome. So you become so rooted in yourself and so confident in yourself because of everything that you've been through, and you survived. So when people try to come up against you, or you're faced with opposition in the future, again, you coast right through it because you are rooted in who you are, and you're not going to allow anything to shake you up. They want to drink or smoke their problems away, or sex their problems away, whatever way that they want to just ease out of it, right? And I'm saying this because of my own experience, you know. I used to be like that. Internalized my pain and pretty much just allow myself to hold on to this pain. And I would mask it, right? But I didn't do the work. And it's not a comfortable thing to face your demons. It's not a comfortable thing to go in there, because for so long what a lot of us do is just brush it under the rug, right? We'll get to it later, and we never get to it. We're too afraid to face ourselves. We don't want to know what's all up under there. You know, it's a lot of work. It exposes yourself. It humiliates yourself. It embarrasses yourself. So there's so much that comes with trying to face your own demons and gain control over your inner hell, which is why I understand why the vast majority of people will never reach that level. But if and when you do, you unlock a new level of freedom, because you no longer move with fear, right? Because you faced your own fears, you faced your own personal pain, nothing outside of you will be able to put fear in you anymore, because you've already faced yourself. And when you understand how life works, you realize that all your life experiences are directly related to where you consciously are in life, how evolved you are, or how elementary you are, you know, and how your mindset and how you think and operate. So when you are someone who has not mastered your hell and you're still facing all of these addictions and depression and struggle, you are going to go through life with these experiences, right? Because this is where your mind is, this is where your head is, this is what you're putting out in the world. So you're going to project these experiences into your life. But when you've mastered your own hell, you've reached this level of peace where you can't be altered. Nothing can really shake you up. Guess what? You're gonna coast through life. People are going to try every trick in the book and throw all types of things at you. But the difference is you've mastered yourself. So these things are just gonna bounce right off of you, right? But it's not easy. You have to face yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to go into hell. Dive into your own inner hell. Face it, fix it, release it. That's the only way that you can get to that level where you've mastered yourself and you remain unbothered by anything external outside of you, because you've learned how to control your inner world. Love y'all. Follow me for more.